Hello, it's me, Jason at Retrogames, and welcome to part 2 of our second unboxing. Let's do the little box. Knife time! I hope I'm not going too fast. Keeping it exciting. Diodora, this is a Diodora trainers box. Now, Diodora trainers were pretty massive when I was at school, back in the 80s. I don't know if Diodora are big. I mean, maybe this box is worth more than the stuff in it. It's got some very thick tape on it. Oh, okay, we've got some letters to packaging. Oh my god, homemade copied tapes. Now this is the reality of a lot of the stuff we get sent. I mean, only a tiny proportion is good enough for the site, really. Well, tiny, 50% maybe. And things like this, homemade, TDK, AD60, well I prefer the SA90, filled with games like Chucky Egg 2, Decathlon, Underworld, Automania, Pyjamarama, School Days, Jet Set Willy, all the classics, homemade on a tape. I have no idea what to do with that. There's another one, Alchemist, Potty Pigeon. Catwalk, that's a strange one. Nodes of Yesod. We'll find an original and we'll talk about that game one day. We are going to do some filming of actual games running. I'm going to play some stuff. I've just got to get me technical stuff in order, but we will do it. We will. We're going to have proper playing. This is a beautiful C12 cassette by Sanyo. It doesn't say what's on it, but we all love blank tape. Now we've got a loose tape here. This is Rambo by Ocean. Annoyingly, a small case game that came with a separate manual. So every time you open it, you go, "Is the manual? Is the manual?" No manual. Good. This is not a free game. Sinclair Punctuation. It's an educational game. It's about punctuation. Now, every time I do something wrong in the titles, you can say, "Well, you should have played that bloody Spectrum Punctuation game." Another copied game, tape. Frank Bruno's Boxing, Formula 1, 1990, 10 years after. Oh, that's a game by Visions. I remember. Spy vs Spy, Hero, Dundarach. We've got some loose tapes before I get to the top of the range. Action Biker, a Dixon's cassette. Ugh. Dixon's responsible for filling boxes of Spectrum stuff, Spectrum Plus 2s particularly, with just a whole array of poorly produced versions of classic games. So Bear Bother by Arctic there. This is the Dixon's cassette. Son of Blagger by Alligator. Eagle's Nest, that's a player's budget game. Another blank tape. This is the classic. I mean, you see these a lot. It's got a nice bit of scribble on it. A Boots C15. Boots, massive. I mean, I know they're a chemist shop. I know. But back then, Boots, oh my god, one of the best game shop on the planet. Okay. View 3D. Another super common game. I don't remember the last time we sold one. It's 50p to a pound. Let's go for the rest. Checkered Flag. More of the same. Super common. View 3D. Oh, chucking it around. Super common. Now, obviously, I've already talked about View 3D. I forget. It was so boring that it didn't stick in my mind the first time. Pull out a second one. Didn't remember. I'm telling you what it is again. 10th to Frame by Kicks. Now, that is a reissue of a US Gold game. It's a bowling game. It's okay. Here comes the sun now. You can just tell, can't you? You can tell because the Dixons, they cut the inlays short. Can you see that? They cut the rear patch, they cut it short, and there we go. Yeah, I don't like Dixons stuff. Don't like them. Don't like Dixons. You don't even exist anymore. Where are your curries now? More Dixons pack. Mr. Wong's Loopy Laundry. Very hard. Unlistable. We don't generally put those on the site. Paperboy. That's the Paperboy 1. We've talked about Paperboy 2. That's the first one, but that's the Encore reissue. Bingo. Now Bingo, you can tell by the colour of the photocopy that's going to be Dixons. Oh, Dixons! Yeah, they're rubbish. Anyway, Jasper. Now Jasper is a game that often has a perforated inlay. You see this? So I'm going to open it and we'll see. Is the inlay in one piece? Here we go. Take out the cassette. Oh my god, I was right! I've been doing this too long. Okay, Birds and the Bees, written by Matthew Smith. We shouldn't call him Matt. the guy who wrote Jet Set Willy, the Manic Miner, of course. But nobody ever plays Birds of the Bees, even though it has a brilliant piece of music at the beginning, which is Flight of the Bumblebee. And it's a really good game. It was a good game. Pool, very common game, one of the big bug bite floor fillers. Can a game be a floor filler? Possibly. Subterranean Strike, a little bit more unusual. This is a game by Insight. It's a shooter. There's a special message on the cassette here by Insight. The key to your imagination. So who knew that? The key to your imagination is Subterranean Striker on the ZX Spectrum. Now you know. Chess, another freebie game, and there's 2 copies of that too. He had 2 manuals, he had 2 cassettes of each, he had View 2 View 3Ds, 2 chess. It's 2 lots of Spectrum, isn't it? Okay, here we got On the Oki by Arctic. Now Oki, it's got to be a Spanish word, isn't it? Oki. It's a darts game. Very big in the UK, darts. That's to all of our transatlantic viewers. I don't know how big darts is in the US. Probably massive everywhere. Let's have a look. Quattro Skills. These are these compilations that Codemasters put out. 4 games in one game. And they love the word simulator. I mean, everyone knows it's Codemasters. They pretty much owned the word simulator for a bit. So we've got Skateboard Simulator, 11-a-side soccer, not simulator, tennis simulator, and rugby simulator. I mean, a rugby simulator, just think of those words out of context. Rugby, yes, sport, yeah, rugby simulator. I want to simulate playing rugby. I don't know, doesn't work. Doesn't work for me. Mutant Monty, another Dixon's, I can tell. Yes, it's Dixon's. It's a Dixon's. Oh, and the last game. This is a nice one. This is quite rare. It's an educational game for the Spectrum. It is by Sinclair. Estimator Racer. You have to put numbers in and get the cars to race along the screen. It's quite good. Maybe £12, £15 game. So we've got one good one, and the rest I'm going to really enjoy packing away. That's the end of this unboxing video. Keep on retro gaming.
Retrogames says thank you for watching. Retrogames says thank you for watching.